Mop Classic, Cata Classic, Wrath Classic, TBC Classic, Vanilla Classic. Man, we've really come a long way, haven't we? I'm gonna be frank with most of you, I've talked quite a bit about the Classic expansions, yet I've barely committed to any of them. Up until this point. Well, except Cata Classic, you all know that's my bread and butter. But anyway, what I will say is I love that these snapshots of WoW exist now. Streaming and playing through the 2 zones on the Mop Classic beta, I could safely say, yeah, I'm on board with this. I legitimately think I'll be playing this one quite a bit. Will it be my main game? Well, no. The War Within and the World Soul Saga still have plenty to offer, but I believe Mop has plenty of reasons to revisit, even outside of Remix. A big feature that was cut from Remix and in current WoW was the famous Rathian questline. Well, I know a lot of people forgot about how grindy it was until the final patch in the story. The final patch and the storyline all but made up for it, as we get to meet the Black Prince in his arrogant, spoiled prime, and get some of the best interactions with him. I love how he's essentially playing chess with the events that take place on Pandaria, even rooting for Hellscream at one point, hoping he'd unite the world against the Legion. Rathian is a character that, looking back, has grown so much since this expansion. For those who didn't experience this quest chain, I'd recommend playing Mop just for it to experience it in-game. For Classic players, you can also obtain the Legend of Pandaria title from this questline, which I still use on box to this day on retail. I also can't wait yet again to experience the zones, even though I kinda just did them on Remix. The zones are just kind of a chill vibe, and you get to learn why characters like Chen, Ji, and Asa, Sunwalker Dezko, Terran Zhu, and so many more are iconic and nostalgic to the player base. Let's not forget the music. The music in Mists of Pandaria is among the god tier list of WoW music, and is such a nice vibe. I'd say my favorite Mop zones are the Jade Forest, Krasarang Wilds, and the Townlong Steppes, but all hold a very special place, with a major shout out to the Kunlai Summit. Each features an iconic landscape with stellar visuals and atmosphere. The dailies, I know this sounds kinda silly, but the daily quests are something I'm personally interested in revisiting. I did them back in Mop, but didn't quite do them and often got rep through tokens for some while. And while it was a grind, I'm excited to visit our friends from the Shadowpan, the Golden Lotus, the August Celestials, and more. I did do a lot of them back in the day, but it's been so long. The downfall and descent of Garrosh Hellscream is a major highlight of Mists of Pandaria's storyline. Garrosh steals the show every time he's on screen during Mop, and honestly during the launch patch before he goes villain, he's a peak character and one of my all-time favorites. Seeing his descent is sad, but also very fun to fight against, culminating in the Siege of Orgrimmar, one of the coolest raids in the game with amazing stories within it. The Siege is arguably one of the darkest moments in Warcraft lore. The Siege culminates so many different storylines in Mists of Pandaria, and I love that all the daily hubs that you work with ultimately collide here. The Mantid, the Golden Lotus, the Shadowpan, the Darkspear Rebellion, it all comes and gets wrapped up in a nice, neat bow here. Yes, Banarak, I stole your quote there. Overall, this is just some of what makes Mop such a special expansion. There's gameplay stuff too that if you never did challenge modes back in the day, you can experience them. I never did them in original Mop, so it's something I might want to tackle if I do get to that point gameplay-wise here. To conclude, I'd simply encourage a Wandering Isle playthrough. If you never have done it, it's such a special zone, and hey, Blizzard will reward you with a special promo mount in retail, like we received with Wrath Classic Beta. I'm just one of those fans that, well, Mop, it's my favorite expansion with Wrath as a close second to it. I can't stress that enough. I love both of those expansions. But anyway, will you be playing Monk? Will you be playing a Pandaren? I'd love to see in the comments below, and I'll see you all next time on Boxamus Prime.